Welcome to the Bridging the Generation podcast. I'm your host, Malak Reef, and today we back with another amazing episode. Now, before we even get started, I'm going to need you guys to like, share, subscribe. Let's get this engagement up. It's very important as far as this YouTube algorithm. So I'll give you guys a second to go ahead and knock that out right now, and I definitely will appreciate it. All right, let's go. Let's get into it. Again, my name is Malak Reef, and you are watching the Bridging the Generation podcast. Now, today I got a brother straight out of New York City by the way of Charlotte. He has worked with artists such as Westside Gunn, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, Sky Zoo, Armani Caesar. Just recently collaborated with the brother Elzhi, who's one of my favorite MCs in the game. They just dropped a dope project last year, and the brother he's keep on, he's continuing to cook up, man. So with all that said, it is an honor to introduce my next guest, producer extraordinaire, the one, the only J.R. Swiftz. Let's get it. Bridging the Generation podcast. I'm your host, Malak Reef, back with another amazing episode. Again, I got my co-host, Deandra. She's back again, working this show with me, and we got a very, very special episode. Now, this next brother has worked with numerous artists, man. Cats that I fuck with real heavy. I've been trying to get this brother on the platform for a minute now. But the brother stays so busy, so I totally understand. But I'm talking about, working with legends from Westside Gunn Conway, Flea Lord, Edo, Papoose. I mean, RJ Payne. We be here all day, man. This brother is making his rounds, and it's an honor to have him on the Bridging the Generation podcast. We talk about the one, the only J.R. Swiftz, man. What's going on, brother?
Man, first and foremost, appreciate y'all for even having me, and everything good, man. How about yourselves?
Nah, man, I'm cooling, man. I'm glad that I'm able to mix it up with you, man. Been following you for the past 2 years, man, past 3 years, and I love the traction that you're picking up, man. I love the movement that you're a part of, man. So, I hope you got a little time, man. We about to go in.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Listen, we got all the time in the world, but whatever y'all need.
No doubt. Well, look, first of all, man, let's get into it, man. I got to get into the name, man. J.R. Swiftz. What does that mean, man? Where did that come from? I got to ask all my guests, man, what does the name J.R. Swiftz mean? When I think of J.R., I think of J.R. Ewing. I think of J.R. Reed. I think of, I'm a little older, so I'm kind of old school with it. So talk to me about the genesis of the name, man.
Man, so my pop's name is Jay Swiftz. So we all from East New York. So okay. he used to DJ, then started producing a little bit later. So I forgot, but a friend of his gave him the name J Swiftz. Okay. So instead of Swift JR, I was like, nah, let me flip it, do something different. So that's how the name came about. Not too crazy, too intricate, not like that. It was just J.R. Swiftz instead of Swift Jr. So that's essentially what it is. It's Swift Jr.
Swift Jr. Okay, so you got this name when you was a youngin', or did you get this name? You adopted this name when you was like, middle school, high school, adult, what?
Yeah, this definitely came later. Because I had so many different names, man. Because I used to MC at first. So
that was about to be the next question. I had to ask because most producers, man, they dabble with rapping, man. So come on, let's just get into it. Let's go,
man. So to get you out of history, so I was producing technically like around 6 years old. My pops had the MP. He had the MP 2000. He had the ASR 10, and some turntables too. So he had the whole little setup. So I was always intrigued by music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Being around him, being around Papoose early, being around different people in the studio at an early age.
Okay.
So just seeing him do what he do with music made me want to be so involved. But I was more so in tune with the lyricism of it. You know what I mean? Being around like Papoose and a couple other guys that I was around. So I started out making beats like around 6, then later, but still was rhyming in between those times too. But I formed a crew. I was around like 12, 13. It was my cousin, 2 of my cousins, and my homie that was in the block. By this time, we in VA though. So I left New York like around 90, 97, 98, and it's been back and forth. Anyway, so around like 12, 13, I formed a group. It was me and my 2 cousins and a homie. Okay. And that's I was MCing, making the beats, and engineering.
Shit.
I was doing it all.
So
that's how everything came about. I didn't like my voice when I was rapping, high pitch. I guess people didn't hit yet, whatever. Sounding wild, crazy. So then, once I just take more of the liking of the production, that's when I stepped away from MCing.
Oh, whoa, wait, hold on. We moving a little too fast. Hold on. Let's slow it down. Let's slow it down. We gonna get to that, man. But again, being that you known for being a producer, man, I have to ask, what are some of your earliest influences, man, like as far as production, man, because you've been in this game for, you talk about 96, 97. So I thought you was much younger. I don't know how old you are. But it seemed like you've been doing this for a minute. So just take me back, man. What were some of your earliest influences as far as like production? And hell, what are some of your earliest influences as far as like hip hop? One of the reasons why you even wanted to even get into the be involved with the genre.
Yeah, so production wise, definitely so I gotta tie everything in. So when I moved from New York to VA, like I said, my pops was still doing his thing with the music. Okay. I was introduced to Knots Raw around like 97, 98.
Shout out to Knots, VA.
Yeah. So
that's VA all day.
Yeah. So when I first moved, I was like, okay. And that's when I started hearing different sides of production. I'm like, this joint is crazy. It was a different sound that I never heard before.
Yeah.
So then
now hold on, you gotta stop. I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you because you just threw a Knots name out there like this dude is like this is a legend we talking about. So is this around the time when Knots was working with Jay?
Nah, I want to say it's probably around Buster around the time.
Okay. Yeah. We talk about the Anarchy project.
I think it might have been Extinction Level Event.
That's right before Anarchy. Yeah, they back. Yeah. Okay.
So
go ahead.
I was around him, between him and my pops, and getting that influence. Mm-hmm. So hearing all bass lines going crazy in the studio, and this is like the first. He used to call the studio the Dirt Factory. So this is the first Dirt Factory in Norfolk. Anybody that they know. So I'm talking about the wall shaking, bass lines is, rumbling the walls in the studio. So I remember being a little kid. He used to play around, act like, he was going to dig up his nose and try to, put a buzz on me type stuff. I remember all that. But that was, as I got older and started learning about production and stuff like that, he was one of my influences. I just like how he just crafted the beat the way he did. At the time, using the ASR, the ASR 10. The way he flipped the bass lines, the drums, whatever. Definitely, that's somebody I learned from outside of my pops. Yeah. And then the next involved, I think I was just in my room, just listening to like Pandora. It's like with Pandora was just popping. Mm-hmm. I'm laying it, on shuffle, and I came across this joint, I think it's called Gospel Funkadelic or Psychedelic, something like that. I forgot the name, but it's by Black Milk.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, this is
shout out to Black Milk out of Detroit.
Yeah. So I'm just listening to this production. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is fire. So then listening to Black, and then of course tied in with Slum Village. So I listen to Slum Village, and then I'm listening to the beats. And I'm like, who's doing the production?
Oh, I know where you about to go. Go ahead. I know where you about to go. you know I know where you about to go with this one.
Right. So looking at the credits, JD, boom, Dilla, to Dilla, and excuse me. Ever since then, I just been hooked.
Change your life. Change your life.
So those was my first three influences. Early on. Then my fourth one would be like High Tech. I don't know where the inspiration came from.
Cincinnati.
Listening.
Shout out to High Tech. Yeah.
Listen, High Tech is something different. Made two of my favorite joints, which was Rider Music by 50.
Yeah, Rider Music cold.
And Running by Game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's heavy West Coast influence. It's just what I don't do is just crazy. And fifth, YouTube, watching early A-Rap music, watching early A-Rap get crazy with the MP, the 25.
Yo, A-Rap music, so slept on.
Yeah, for sure.
So slept on.
But he would be my fifth influence, my top five, which is, Dilla, Black, Notch, High Tech, and A-Rap music. So when you listen to J.R. Swift, you hear all of them kind of combined from the samples that I choose, the way I flip my bass lines, my drums, everything. You hear every last one of those producers combined. As far as MCing, man, I was still is a big G-Unit fan. Like the early 50, mixtapes, Power of a Dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Hey D, that's your era right there.
That's it.
That's when you was in high school, right?
50 came out, right when I was like graduating and going to college.
Yeah, that whole G-Unit.
Yeah, listen, you couldn't tell me nothing. And that's my whole group at that time. That's what we was built around. We thought it was gonna be like the next G-Unit. You know what I'm saying?
G-Unit was there. I saw them. Well, I saw 50 in a club in Atlanta. It was All-Star Weekend in Atlanta. Had to be maybe 03.
Yeah.
And he still was wearing the tank top. It was only like $15 to get in the club. This is how early on.
I was living in Atlanta at that time too.
And it was lit. I was there. I know.
Man, listen, you couldn't tell me nothing. Everything in my closet was Unit. From the hat, the pants, the shoes,
the Reeboks,
yeah. I had, let me see, man, at least like 2-3 pairs of the the G-Units.
The G-Units, yeah. I had the white and blue ones.
Let me see. I think I had.
They were like some mid. They were like some mid joints. Them shits was fire. I'm sorry. Them shits was fire. Only thing I didn't rock with the G-Unit was that damn tank top.
I had a tank top. So at the time I was small, I was skinny. So at the time I had the tank top. Didn't really quite fit it, you know what I mean? I'm a little homie.
Yeah.
I'm skinny, so I couldn't fit it like how 50 and it was, you know what I mean? But I had the tank top, had the hats, everything. But that was like some of my earlier influences. And then now going back and looking at Beg for Mercy, looking at the credentials, the production credits, man, you talking about Dre, Red Spider, High Tech, Notch,
Sauce Money. I mean, Sha Money.
Sha Money, yeah. Sha Money was on there.
Eminem.
And was on there.
Needles.
Jake One was on there.
Yeah.
It was stacked. It was stacked with production.
When the last time you heard it, cause I be hearing you, I be watching you on IG sampling a lot of shit. But when was the last time that you sat with a old school project like that? Cause that's considered old school now. When the last time you sat with a project and just listened to it the entirety, like a project that old? Could you think of? Do you ever find the time to just sit back with a Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links, or you know what I'm saying, Beg for Mercy, or whatever?
Yeah, all the time. That's regular rotation for me. Beg for Mercy, Give It to Die, Trying. Sometimes the documentary, The Doctor's Advocate, The Massacre. Like I'm going back and listening to that. My sound is heavily influenced around that time period. So yeah, I'm always listening. Even some old Dilla stuff. Not only just donuts, but
that donut. I'm just about to say that donuts, man.
Donuts is crazy. Then you still got J Love's Japan.
The J Lib with him and Mad Lib. That joint.
J Lib.
I go to bed to that. Like I put that on that J Lib, and I go right to bed, man.
Man, listen, it's countless joints. Even with Black Milk, you got Sound of the City. You got Tronic. Oh man,
damn, he said Tronic. That's the album that put me on the Black Milk right there.
For me, I think it was Popular Demand was the album I was put on to from Black.
Okay. So look, let's switch. We gonna be here all day. Let's switch it up. So talking about, like I said, talking about different songs or albums that introduce us to particular artists. I was introduced to you on Westside Gunn's Hitler 6, and you know the song I'm talking about, Big Luther Freestyle, man. And that song to me, hold on. Dude, you gotta hear this song if you haven't. The song is fucking amazing. It's one of, like, I'm trying to get in your mind and trying to figure out, like, how did you come up with that, as far as like the production, and then how it switched to it, and you interjected Luther Vandross Never Too Much in the song. Like, I thought that was just fly as hell. Like, that was some real Fly God shit right there. For you to just chop that little 10-second, 15-second sample on the joint like that. Like, talk to me about the making of that song, man.
Yo, I had a beat tape, right? I had a beat tape called Corner Bodega.
Okay.
Right? So it was heavily influenced by Griselda. That's one of my popular beat tapes that I've done. Still to this day. And I remember going to New York 2018. I was at my ex crib, and I had a battle like a day or two before, and my man had sent me an IG story post that West was looking for production. He never looked for outside production before. I think he just randomly decided to do it.
He was just fucking with Derringer at the time, right?
Right, exactly. Or like, Just Blaze or somebody just like that. Right. So I'm like, man, the post was like 40 minutes in. I'm like, there's no way I'm able to get, through with the email. So I wasn't going to send nothing at first. Right. I promise you, I wasn't going to send anything. Then I did, and it went through. I said, oh, wow, okay. So maybe 15, 20 minutes later, shout out to B Burton, which is his tour manager. He had hit me and was like, yo, West, like, rocking with the joints that you sent. I'm like, okay. So I had to look at his profile because I'm thinking something from Fugazi, but he, it was actually legit. He was tied in with him. So he ended up West saying my name on the IG story post. I'm like, yo, okay, so this is about to be a game changer. Like, and he falls with the little clip, right, with the Luther Vandross joint. I didn't put that in there. That was all West. He did that. I
had to ask. I kind of figured that sounded like something that he would do, but I you never know. I had to ask.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he did all of that. Like, only thing I did, I just sent the beat. Him and Benny went crazy, but as far as that little part, that was all him.
Nah, cause I had that, cause he got another joint with Wes got a joint on this last joint where he I forgot who produced. I think it's Camouflage Monk, if I'm not mistaken, where he interjected Gerald Levert and Eddie Levert, the Baby Hold On to Me joint. So I thought that was kind of dope that he, you know what I'm saying, that he, that's dope to me. Like, I noticed, I'm with, as far as production, I noticed every little thing, and I always thought that was pretty fly how he did that. So when I heard that on his last project, I thought that was you as well. And then I looked at the credits, I heard that was Camouflage Monk. So Camouflage Monk, hey man, I ain't gonna say nothing, man, but we know where you got that from, man.
Right.
Shout out to Camouflage Monk, man. Shout out to Camouflage Monk. So yeah, man. Talk about y'all. Your relate. No, matter of fact, continue talking about. Tell me about the story, man. I know I can get in and I can ramble, man, but I want to hear this.
Well, as far as but where I left off at, as far as
he basically you said how Wes he liked, you sent some stuff over to him. He was really fucking with it, You know what I'm saying? Then I interjected, you know, I wanted to talk about that particular song or whatever, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was basically it. You know, it was going to be a close call. It was going to be opportunity that was going to be missed. Just off of my ignorance, because I'm thinking, yo, the email full. There's no way, man. People wanted the opportunity, and I remember sending my other homie. Shout out to Jay Clyde. I sent him the same link. I'm like, yo, bro, go ahead, send something. He wasn't able to. He was at work, so I'm like, damn.
You show love. You show love because most niggas wouldn't even say nothing. They would have been like, yo, a lot of niggas would have been like, yo, hold up, I got an opportunity to link with Gunn. Yo, I'm not telling nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I mean,
you know how niggas can be, man. Come on, let's keep it a beat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen. I'm one of those dudes. You know, if you show some level of respect, I'm gonna show the same. I mean, he's one of those dudes, or anybody around me. You know what I mean? They around me for a reason. They show respect, and it's really this family around me. So, you know, I had to show love. I'm like, yo, bro, go ahead and send something. But he was at work. But far as with the record, yeah, that's how that came about. I had to send 6 joints, and he picked like 2. But one of the beats in the batch that I sent him ended up going to Conway. So it's like, all right, well, smooth. And I'll talk about that, you know, later about, you know, how I ended up working with Conway, whatever. But yeah, that was it. How I worked with Wes on that particular song.
Okay, because I know you did do a job. Let's get it right into it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know you did like I think maybe 2 years later after that. And I'm skipping over some shit because you work with Flea Lord. You did, you know, 2018. You work with RJ Payne, Papoose. But I want to get to Conway. I want to get to Conway because that particular project, man, really caught me off guard. The joint you did with I forgot the name of it, but I know it's Dave East, Jim Jones. What joint is that? Yeah, so that was the Vino D record. The Vino D with an El Camino on that joint. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the beat. That was the beat that I sent to Wes in the very first batch. I sent that to Wes, and then I was like, all right, cool. So he didn't use it. No, matter of fact, I'm lying. I didn't send that beat to Wes. Originally, I wanted that beat to go to Lloyd Banks. I was like, somehow, some way, I want this beat to go to Banks because it has like that feel. It has that old G-Unit feel. Yeah. So I had no, you know, I didn't have any contact to get to Banks. So I just left it alone, gave it to Conway. But I think he knew what time it was though, because he's like, yo, this dude sound like some old G-Unit type vibe. You know, you got El Camino singing on the hook. It's like some gangster love joint. You know what I mean? He even said it himself. That's the vibe he was going for. So that's bringing Dave East, Jim Jones, and they laced the joint too. They definitely did their thing. Yeah, because you did another joint. I forgot the other one, but you did 2 joints on that that particular Conway. I think that's one of them Eat What You Kill joints. One of them projects. Oh yeah. So you got to go back earlier that year. That was 2019. Right. So how I connected with Conway was through Flea Lord. We did the Broken Femur joint. So from Flea to Conway, and that's how I ended up on Fool 3. And I did the intro track and I did Riches in the City. Okay. So that's how I did those 2 joints. Then later on in the year, that's when I did Vino D. Okay, because I know you did a joint with you produced one of them joints with Flea Lord and Funk P. I know you did something for them. That was I forgot about that joint, man. I forgot the name of that record. Yeah, that's what happened when you just be working, man. Man, crazy busy that year. 2018 with this lit. I swear. Nah. You did. So talk about that, man. Like 2018, man. It seemed like you picking up traction, man. And the second artist that really got me, that got my attention. You know what I'm saying? As far as like your production was RJ Payne. You know what I'm saying? So talk about you linking with RJ Payne, man. What did you see, you know, in this brother? And did you ever think that he would be this artist that he is becoming now? Because it's still work to be done. But as far as artistically, I think, man, in my opinion, I think he's the next one. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about that. about that connection?
Man, I think it is one of those. I mean, it's not really a crazy story. I think it is one of those situations where I think, he was looking for production, because he normally said that if he's working on a new project, the producers, this is y'all Tom, y'all want to be on this project, it's my email, y'all send me joints. So I ended up doing that. So I said 3 or 4 joints, he picked like 2, and that's how you got Tan Butter. Then there was another joint that I did on one of the Cocaine series, one of the early joints, and then I did another joint for him. At this time, we kind of built a relationship.
Right.
So I was just like, all right, bet. So I sent some more joints, and I did the intro track. I was too late, so he couldn't like really get busy on the record like he wanted to. So he just made it as an intro.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that like too crazy far as the story goes.
Okay. So look, man, you like I said, you did a bunch of joints with Gunn, man. I'm looking right here, man. I mean, you got Batista. On Fly God is an awesome guy. You got Batista. Amherst Station, on Hitler Hermes 7, you got Westside Gunn Day. Fly God is an awesome God. 2, you got Lil C's, Hitler Wears Hermes, and his last project you produced Eddie Kingston, man, which is fire. So talk to me about this connection, man. Like, you seem to have like a good chemistry, as far as Westside Gunn. Do you guys actually work in the studio together, or it's just like by phone? Like, how was you guys' working relationship? Or how's you guys' relationship period?
Yeah, so that's my brother right there. Like, I could call him, text him, like, yo, bro, like, you good? I know he be super busy, so sometimes he may not respond. If he don't, I don't take it personal. You out here moving,
right?
I mean, that's part of the game. But anyway, I didn't start linking with Wes until really last year, like face to face. He had called me, he texted me, and this was like November of last year. He was like, "Yo, bro, what you doing?" I'm like, "I'm chilling." He was like, "Yo, you gonna be busy for a couple of days or a week?" I'm like, "Nah, like, what's good? I need you out here." Oh, all right, so say less. Right. So, he sent me the information. I'm thinking he playing games or whatever. But nah, he called me like mad early. He's like, "Yo, bro, like, you up?" I'm like, "Yeah, kinda." He's like, "Yo, your flight about to leave a couple hours, get ready, whatever." So I flew to Phoenix. And that's the first time I actually like linked with him in the studio. And 2 records was cut that day.
Okay.
Like, cause I couldn't create nothing to save my life. So he's recording the verse.
What do they call that? Producer's block.
Yeah. That's the crazy part about it. So I'm cooking up, like, it's a video. You see me cooking up. He's recording, and nothing ain't come through. So he's like, "All right, word, take a break or whatever." And he started recording a verse for somebody. So I went in another room, like, I guess Studio B. I went in there. Eddie Kingston was cooked up. And then we did a joint called Stain. Stain was supposed to be on Hitler
right.
And then Eddie, well, at the time, it probably wasn't called Eddie Kingston, but I made those 2 beats.
Okay.
He heard Stain immediately, recorded, but he scratched the whole original Hitler 8, and he gave that record, I believe he gave the record to Peter Rosenberg. That's how I ended up on that album.
Okay, because you got a joint on that Peter Rosenberg project too.
Yup. So
now, do you? I think you, but you co-produced that with somebody, or do you do that? You do that one by yourself?
Nah. So that was me and the homie. The homie composed the sample, and I just ended up using the sample.
Okay.
So that's how that came about. Yeah. Then I played the Eddie Kingston joint that night, that same night for him, and he was like, "Yo, this is crazy." So he trying to pin in bars, whatever, and then. Can't remember what happened after that. So fast forward, I'm on live. I stay on IG live going.
Yeah.
And my man was like, "Yo, you made the album, right?" I'm like, "Son, how? I ain't sent him no production." You know what I mean? Because well, damn, I'm getting ahead. I'm getting ahead now. So fast forward, right? I'm backtracking. Fast forward, I was in Atlanta, work with West again.
Okay.
And then he ain't picked nothing at all that day. He ain't picked nothing.
Right.
So now back to where we at now. Homie was like, yo, you know you on an album. I'm like, yo, I haven't sent this man anything, bro. And I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? I did leave him a beat back in Phoenix that he didn't use yet. Now I bet you that's probably the joint.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it was the joint. Yeah. So that's how Eddie Kingston came about.
Shit, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm hearing this and I'm surprised that you surprised that he selected you. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been on every project that West has released, man. The past 3 years. So I guess why were you so surprised that you that he picked you for this joint?
Because you know
the only one that you're not on is like Pray for Paris, I believe. That's the only one with the past 3 years. Pray for Paris, and I think the Sunshine or something like that one.
Yeah, that was the only two. Bro just have a vision. I mean, like that's why he's the master curator of the game right now.
Yeah, he is.
He has like a crazy vision.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, all right, cool. If I'm not on here, then it's cool. Like I've learned to not take nothing personal. This part of the game is music business.
Right.
So I'm not gonna take anything personal unless you make it personal.
Right.
But I'm here to create a legacy and get money. I don't care about none of that.
Right.
But with him, like I said, he had like a couple songs already in for Hilla 8 already.
Yeah. And
then I got word he scratched all the joints and then started creating new songs. So that's why I wasn't tripping. Yeah. But it was surprising to me because I'm like, yo, I haven't sent this man no joint. And then I realized like, damn, I did leave from with that one beat that he didn't use yet.
Yeah.
And it ended up becoming like the song is fire. I can't even lie. I was at a show a couple of days ago. I went to go see Bodie, and the Uber was cool enough to be like, "Yo, what you trying to hear? You don't hear my shit. What you trying to hear? The shit that I did." Like,
put that Eddie Kingston on.
Yeah. So I was playing all my joints from Batista to Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
All that. Like,
yo, hold on, time out, yo. Hold on. That Batista is crazy.
Yo,
that Batista is crazy. Yo. So I being that you, like you said, man, Westside is the curator of this shit right now, the master curator, man. Like, what you do is very special, man. And I want to ask, man, like, when you cooking up these beats, how do you know, man, like it's ready to be served, man? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how long it takes for you guys to put this shit together, but when it comes out, man, this shit become classic, especially when you link with an artist like Westside Gunn. So talk to me about that, man.
Man, it just depends on a feeling of the sample. Like I said, like I could have 2.5 gigs worth of samples, and that's a lot. That's a lot of
gigs.
And I probably out of 2.5 gigs of samples, I probably want to use like maybe 15, 20 of the samples. I mean, but I would go back, as the day progresses, like throughout the week, I may go back and listen to the same joints over and over because I hear things differently. So that just how I work. If I'm cooking up, I might just listen to a particular sound. It might just be like a real eerie piano sound. It might just be a synth, whatever it may be. It just got to be something that's pleasing to my ear.
Right.
I know how I'm gonna flip it. I know how I'm gonna chop it. Whatever. I just don't. Some people would just have this whole layout, like, okay, I'm gonna do this and this and this. I hit it in my head. Nah, I'm just okay. I'm gonna chop it. I know the pieces I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna just go find like the drums and then play my bass lines and do mixing. If I feel like I need a little bit more additional instrumentation on it, then I'll call my mans to add on to the beat. But I don't be thinking about it like that, man. Like, I'm not a super planner when it comes to my production. I'm just free. Like, however, whatever the vibe goes, that's what I'm with.
No doubt. So when you cooking up, do you ever have like a like a particular artist in mind? Like this, I'm doing this for Rome Streets. I'm doing this for Lloyd Banks, or you know what I'm saying? Like how often is that the method? Because I remember you mentioned about Lloyd Banks, but a lot of artists, I mean, I'm not gonna say a lot, but I've have talked to producers where they don't have, like, they just cook the shit up, and then whoever, you know what I'm saying, whoever won it, however you guys get the get your production to different artists, that's just what it is. So what's your method as far as like, when you cultivating and putting this shit together?
Man, for one, I make music for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my therapy session. I go through anxiety and stuff like that a lot. So this is where I'm able to be free and be myself. So I'm making music for me. Right. I don't have an artist in mind, but if I know, Rick Ross needs some joints, I got stuff for Ross because I made something that's kind of musical in his lane. Right. Or okay, AZ or Nas needs joints. I got stuff for Nas and AZ. Right. Or just depending who it is, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of artists is real particular about their sound. Mm-hmm. So some artists may like texture. You know what I mean? It can get weird. I don't want to break down the whole philosophy with production, but it can get real weird for a lot of people. But I just cook up. I don't have any artists in mind. I just do it for myself, and then if I hit somebody on it, then I start sending out the batches. But
no doubt. Now, see, I've been seeing you and Shoot, man. I've been seeing you and Shoot cook up a lot. Just building, man. Yeah, and I wanted to get him on the platform. That interview was coming, but I would have loved to have both of y'all, man. Together, man. So, like, who are some of your top producers, man? Some of your, I'm not gonna say top. Who are some of your favorite producers at the moment? They could be mainstream, they could be independent. Just whatever.
Man,
like niggas that you fucking with, like not just because numbers or whatever. Like niggas that you actually fuck with because they put in that work.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, my man Praise from Maryland, Troop, 183rd. That's my man. Like that's
shout out to 183rd. Yeah,
183rd. My man Aesthetic.
Aesthetic is nasty.
Man, I don't want to leave anybody out, man. I like actual beats. The homie from the UK make the drill. Him, Mellow beats is dope. I'm trying to think of what else, man. I like Future Wave. Future Wave is crazy.
Out of Canada.
Yeah, Future Wave is fire. Danny LaFleur is fire too.
Danny LaFleur is dope.
Yeah. Trying to think who else, man. I don't want to miss anybody else, but those dudes I just named, and they bring some different to the table. Or else, no, I gotta add her in. My she's not really my sis, but my sister, that blessed girl, God bless her dad, but she was on her way. You know what I mean?
Yo, hold on, time out. I had no idea that was a female.
That blessed girl, yeah.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I had no idea. God bless the day, because I see a name in credits on
She did a lot of stuff with Jamal Gasol.
Yeah, did do some shit with Flea Lord, if I'm not mistaken. You ever do some stuff with Flea Lord?
Nah, I don't think Blessed Girl did anything with Flea. At least not yet.
Okay.
Nah. She was on her way too.
Yeah, she was dope. I know she did some shit with Jamal. I interviewed Jamal Gasol like last year. That's dope, man. So being that, you mentioned, Rick Ross. You can, you if you wanted to, do something with Rick Ross, or if you want to do some trap shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Do you when you look at where hip hop is at right now, is that a particular lane that you would think that would be, difficult for you to just fully jump into, or would you like to just stay right where you at as far as like being an independent, working with a lot of these, I hate to say underground, but a lot of the legendary independent artists? Or do you feel like, you can balance both? You know what I'm saying? Because it's some guys that can do both.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I started doing boom bap beats like around, let me see, like 2011. So I moved. So when I moved from VA, I was all over the place. So I went from New York to VA. Now I'm in Charlotte. So when I moved to Charlotte in 2009, I was doing the trap stuff heavy. I'm talking like Lex Luger, like Travis Porter type vibes. Like I was on that type of time.
Damn.
Yeah, I was on that type of time. And then I remember calling my cousin, shout out to A1. I called him. I was like, yo, bro, I think I want to go back to the essence. Like, I want to go back to the sound that my pops had me around. He was like, yeah, go ahead and do that.
Why? So, what made you, have this epiphany? What was this epiphany what took place that made you want to, go back?
At that time, I don't know. I think I just wanted to do something different. And that's one thing about me. And then I'm gonna get into your question about, doing both. I don't know. I just wanted to, carve my own lane. I feel like everybody was doing this, trying to sound like Lex. It was crazy.
Everybody.
It was Lex. It was
Drummer Boy.
Drummer Boy was popping at that time.
What's the guys that work with Ross? The team.
Justice League.
Justice League. Yeah.
Everybody was sounding like Justice League.
Everyone sounded like Justice League. It was a lot of guys. We go on.
It was definitely a lot of people. So
a lot of those guys I noticed, man, like a lot of those guys, no disrespect, but they didn't last as far as like keeping that momentum up. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's the times. It's
music changes. It seems like music changes like every 3-4 years.
Yeah, a lot. You figured. I mean, Travis Porter to Waka to. I mean, Gucci reinvented himself. But I'm saying like Waka, Travis Porter, because I want to put the other Travis out there. Who else, man? Roscoe Dash.
All
those people.
So what do you think the importance, like they were all on the radio and had really popular music, whereas do you think that's still something that's important now in music to get that radio play? Or is it something that artists can bypass and be just as successful? How do you feel about that?
I mean, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I was in the room at Clubhouse and it was Bink was in the room and Toomp was in the room and they was talking about that. And they said something about, I'm trying to get on the radio. That's the era they came up in. Now we have streaming. Granted, streaming pays less than a penny, but you figure, it pays less than a penny, right?
It was probably less than that. It's less than a half a penny.
Yeah, so you figured though, right? Like, I can't really feed my family and eat off this and this, that, and the third, whatever. I know somebody right now that eats off of streaming. You know what I'm saying? Like my cousin eats very well. Not to put his business, I ain't talking numbers, but he eats well off of streaming. Of course, if you get on the radio, that's the bigger bag. You know what I'm saying? Like you get a bigger bag from that, you get a notoriety, so on and so forth. That's not everybody's goal and lane anymore. They like, man, I'm gonna get the streaming numbers. I'm bringing 15K, 20K, so on and so forth. And you good, depending where you live. Yeah. You could eat. You could pay your rent month in advance, depending where you live, just off of streaming. Yeah. So streaming, it depends. Some people love it, some people hate it. It depends if you're popping. So if you're one of the popular artists or producers that's in these playlists, that's doing the numbers, why not? Versus, I could break it down like this, right? While like 5 years time, so 5 years, you might be chasing that smash hit, that Billboard 100, 200, whatever, for years, 3 to 5 years.
Right.
But in 2-3 years out of that 5, I don't overlap you financially.
Right.
And maybe notoriety wise, just streaming, just building my numbers. While you still chasing that hit record, production and artist wise. Right. I made my bread already. Right. I mean, my family good. I'm good. Right. I'm shopping at the spots that you shopping at now.
Yeah.
And daily because I'm getting my money right and my numbers right while you still chasing that. And it could be hit and miss.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of people forget. Yeah. A lot of people forget how a lot of these deals are structured. Like when you're a mainstream artist, most of these guys are signed to 360 deals. So, even the producers, you know what I'm saying? So, and then another thing I noticed, and have you noticed this as well? D and JR, like, because I'm big on credits. Whenever a project come out, I gotta see who produced what, who writes what, whatever. And nowadays, it seems like when it comes to the mainstream artists, every hit song has like 4 producers on it. Like you will see Boy Wonder, you will see, you know what I'm saying, Hit Boy, you will see, well, not necessarily Hit Boy mainly work, but yeah, he works with other producers as well. But what I'm trying to say is like, but you guys, like guys like you, guys like Derringer, guys like Alchemist, you guys, when you guys produce a song, it's just you know what I'm saying? But it seemed like the mainstream guys, and this is something that's different. I don't remember seeing this 10, 15 years ago. So do you think that kind of play a part in that? And what do you think about that as far as like, you know, where production is going?
Man, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. You know, I'm one of the realest out here.
Now take a look at the credits. If you think I'm talking like out of my ass, absolutely. Look at the credits and like look at Drake's new album or Kanye West album. Yeah. There's like 5 different producers on every single song. Mike Dean, Key Wayne, and I'm just thinking like, whatever happened to late registration when Kanye was just boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is how the game is. Now, from stories that I've heard, and you know, this homies just give me the real. They like, man, when you in them sessions, you playing the beat, you cooking up. Hey, bro, I think you should switch that kick out. Boom, my man get a percentage and a production credit just by telling you to switch a kick. Hey, bro, turn the volume up. I mean, it's a little bit. You get production credit off that.
Oh, that's how that works. Okay.
You know, you know, the beat basically done, but homie might be like, yo, let me have the keys, with the rule. And you ain't really asked for it, but being there's so many producers in the room, yo, that's a vibe, everybody rocking with it. But a lot of them probably thinking, I'm about to get a production credit off this, and the beat be wild simple. But they telling you to switch a kick, turn up a knob to make it louder, or switch the sample out. Yeah, they need a piece of the pie. Versus like what we do, we chopping the sample, or if we're using like a sample pack from, like, you know, producers now compose samples. So if we're using that, they consider that a collab. Right. So now I got to split that or whatever case may be. So you'll see like 1 or 2, that would be it from the underground side.
I was about to say, I rarely see any of you guys, man, like collaborate with other producers, man. Like when Westside Gunn or Conway or Elzhi, whatever, when y'all do a project or a song, it's just boom, JR Swift, Derringer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's because like what we do is, you know, we've been doing for a long time. Like we just chopping up a sample, we playing our own bass line, some maybe nice with the keys, and man, add a little melody on top. You know what I'm saying? That'll be it. You don't need much. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much to do what we do, but everybody's do it differently, I think, you know, in their own way. Versus what the more mainstream guys, what they doing, they trying to get a hit record. So they're going to bring multiple people in. But don't bring multiple people in for a basic ass beat.
A basic ass beat. And y'all about to split that shit like 6 ways.
Six ways. But you figure it's Kanye, it's Drake. That bag about to be stupid. But it's like, it was like 7 of us on the damn beat, bro. It's like, you know, me and my man's talked about this before.
But why would you want to be? To me, that's kind of like, I look at that like, and don't forget your thought. I'm gonna be quick. To me, that's kind of like riding the bench to win an NBA championship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I wouldn't, like me personally, man. I wouldn't feel right, man, knowing that I just came in just for that. Like, I wouldn't want product. I mean, I don't know, man. I just wouldn't want credit on something just because I told you to change the snare or whatever. Like, if I didn't cook that shit up like 50% or 100%, like, just whatever, you know what I'm saying?
But that's how the game is, man. You know,
because I see that on every single album nowadays. I didn't see that. Like, you just mentioned Bink, and you mentioned, Knots and Toomp and all these guys, man. Toomp didn't work with Bink. You ain't see Bink and Knots doing no songs together. Like, that shit was it was just rare. You would see that, like two.
Yeah,
it was just rare.
I mean, what would happen though? Like a lot of the OGs, they may pay a session player. Like, yo, I need a live bass. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I'll pay you by the hour. Or they might just, you know, I ain't gonna waste no time with you. This is what I hear. Yo, just kind of get funky with the bass, you know, but still follow the melody. I bet. That might be $200, $300, whatever the case may be.
That's it.
But now it's like, oh, collaborative effort is the way to win. And it's like, yo, what if I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of selfish. Depending where it is, I ain't gonna share bread with everybody. I mean, you can leave.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, that's the finesse joint right now. I don't know, man. It's just...
Man, you know, some people, you would call me stubborn or selfish, and I'm not. And it's like, nah, this is
your shit.
Flipping, right? Not only just that, I'm just flipping a sample. That's it.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just flipping a sample to, you know, whether I'm looping it or I'm just flipping it to oblivion. Yeah. Why somebody else got to come in and be like, well, I helped you with this, or you use, you know what I'm saying? The game just got weird, but I understand it. I still think it's whack.
That's just whack, man. I'm sorry.
Right, like whack. It's whack, but
I'm like, yo, I haven't heard, and this is why I love doing this, man, because I don't feel there's enough platforms where we have these type of conversations, because especially as far as producers, man, because a lot of people don't realize, man, how important, how vital producers are. You guys are the sound of the music.
Absolutely.
You guys are the sound of the music. So whatever sound is popular at this moment, whether it's in mainstream or underground, you guys are the curator of that shit. So I just feel like we need to start having these type of conversations, you know, for not just for hip hop purists, but, you know, just it's a great conversation to have, man, because I don't like it, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm hating. I'm a hater. I don't like it.
Letting it be known.
I don't like it. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you something real, man. It's another thing too, because I hate a lot of shit in the production community. I do. I swear to God, I do. Right? Yo, producers need to mind their damn business. Niggas need to mind their business, son. I swear to God, they need to mind their business. Yo, bro, niggas be in the comment like, hey, yo, bro, I know where that sample from. And nigga, why does it matter?
Right.
Like, why nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, what brownie points you trying to get by calling my sample like dummy? Like, what is you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and this is, I understand it, right? And shout out to my man E26. He said something to me that I resonate with. He was like,
that's the homie.
You know, I don't move like a producer. I move like a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I move like an artist. Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. When you look at a lot of producers, they kind of nerdy looking. They're not fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I noticed that about y'all too, man. Y'all, yeah, 183rd, man. I was literally just talking to him this morning, man. And I love. Go ahead. I'm not even. Go ahead.
So, you know. At the end of the day, like, I always been a fly nigga. You know what I'm saying? I always been fly, always had low, always had whatever the case may be. So I move in a similar way. I'm just more introverted because
as you should.
Right. I'm just more introverted. I'm be real. I really don't trust a lot of people. So like if I'm seeing how you move, I'm like, all right, son, on a positive time that I'm on. All right, so I could see you as being a family member. I don't have friends. Either your family or your acquaintances. That's how I move. There's no, you know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way.
So
same way.
Either I rock with you or I don't. That's just what it is. So, if you look at a lot of these producers though, right? They you know what I'm saying? They kind of
weirdos. A lot of these niggas kind of weirdos. I don't want to call no names. Weirdos. Yeah.
Nah, they real.
Not weird, the ones I interview are cool as shit.
Word, nah, for sure. Like
183rd, my man C's music. You know what I'm saying? Hey, them niggas, I can.
AB.
Yeah, J.R. Swift, AB. Yeah, but I know where you getting at though.
Yeah, for sure. But I understand. Like we love technology. We love. You know, hey man, you know you gonna get this new synthesizer and nah, nigga, I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying, try to get more bags. I'm about to try to, you know. Because I don't really care about that. Like, for the longest time, like with my music equipment, I didn't even have studio monitors. I would just use the headphones or whatever was available to me. I feel like I work better when I have less, because you can't. I talk wild shit on Twitter like all the time. None of y'all niggas will fuck with me. Like, that's how I move. None of y'all could be, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't do what I do.
Right.
So, but for me, I see hip hop as competitive, but still like friendly too. And I think that's what's missing. People don't know how to have a friendly competition anymore. Anything, everything is about
niggas and their feelings.
And their feelings, or trying to attach themselves to you to gain. And it's like, nah, like, talk your shit. Do you feel like you're better than me? Then we're going to see. You know what I'm saying? Not even just the records. I don't care about the records. Let's see, are your beats better than mine? Right. But when you start talking like that, niggas be like, oh, man, he ain't really a team player. He on some mad shit. Like, why I got anything to be mad for? Nigga, I'm new in the game. I've only been in the game since 2018. And ain't nothing to be mad. I just feel like, where's the competitiveness with the music? What are y'all scared of? So,
see, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, damn. See, I only know of this brother since 2018. I hope I don't want to be looking crazy, man, because I didn't know what you done prior to that. Because I do my due diligence when I interview an artist, and I was hoping that I wasn't missing out on some shit that you did prior to that. So I'm glad you said that for the record, because I in my world, you came on the scene in 2018. So I'm like, all right, okay. If he got something prior to 2018, I hope he talk about it, because I don't know about it. I ain't gonna lie.
So it's something that you did miss. So before that,
I should never say that.
Nah, I'm always gonna be real. So before,
it's all good.
Before 2018, right? I formed a group with me and my homie Cordova, right? Shout out to Cordova. I'm gonna say this though. If my bro, didn't go through what he went through personally and was still MCing, I don't give a fuck who out here now. He would have gave niggas a lot of problems. He was that nice. He was that nice.
What's his name again?
Cordova. So if you go on, he got his Bandcamp still up. So if you type in Cordova, Cordova, Superdova, he got an album that's like 2013, 2012, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Like, and I mean, of course, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. The production was, it's different. It's still hip hop, but it's different than it is now. But as an MC, vicious, right? Anyway, we formed a group called Elzhi. You know what I'm saying? We put out an album, but we trying to get the master mix. Like, we trying to get everything mixed down or whatever. But the engineer went to Florida and had somebody hold like a bag with all the external hard drives and everything. My man just dropped the bag with all the external hard drives on it, lost all the files.
God damn, bro.
So we figured at this time we couldn't get the proper mix. And this was the time where streaming wasn't really popping like that. It's 2012, 2013. This is heavy blog era.
Yeah, it was no Tidal, none of that shit back then. No Spotify.
None. So he figured two dope boys. What else? What else was popping on the underground level? Damn. Two dope boys.
Man,
another joint too.
Damn, you going back? This nigga. Sorry about that. This nigga Pierre Ed was the comedian, man. Calling me, man. My bad. Continue. It was so many blogs, man. But I know two dope boys was like one of the biggest ones at the time. You know what I'm saying?
So it was tough around that time, man, to really get on those platforms. Versus like now.
Yeah.
Now look, blogs is nowhere to be found for real. You got people that review the albums or whatever, but those are just fans, people who you gotta take that with a grain of salt. Niggas don't really know what they be talking about sometimes. But
I mean, you got that. Well, I mean, now you got like hot new hip hop, and you know what I'm saying. But back then, I think you had that back then, hot new hip hop. I think that came out around that time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But you write the blog. Dat Piff.
That Piff, but we wasn't on that level yet. A few people viewed the album. They enjoyed the album. It was fire, but we just didn't have that extra push.
Right.
And then things started to happen, and then, you know, he got into his personal life started to be a little shaky. Then he just stopped doing music completely. Then I continued. So I even reached back out to him like numerous times. I'm like, yo, bro, this is the time where we should be taking over, bro. I swear, this is the perfect time. But, you know, what he went through was, you know, traumatic. So, and I understand, me knowing, I understand, like, yeah, I definitely, you know, if I was in that position, I definitely would understand. So, you know, that's still my brother, though, and I'm still going to carry the Elzhi's name regardless.
No doubt, no doubt. So now talk about working with, you know, MC, man. 2020, last year, man, you dropped one of the nicest projects, man, of the year, in my opinion, and it's with the legendary Elzhi, man. Talk about that particular project, man. Like that 7 times down, 8 times up. Woo! Talk about that, because that was the first project that you produced in its entirety. So how did that whole thing come about, man? Because I was surprised, man, when the project dropped. I seen him posting like a couple of songs and it had you like a couple of songs produced by you, but I didn't know you produced the entire thing, man. So talk about that, man. Linking with the legendary Elzhi, man. You know, from you know, Slum Village, man.
So L was supposed to be my first placement. So that was 2017. So around matter of fact, around this same time, on my birthday, because I turned 30 on Saturday. So around the same time, I doing what I'm doing now, making the beat, and I sent the video to him via DM, Instagram. He was like, yo, this is fire. So he went through the catalog that I had at that time. He was like, yo, call me, it's my number. I'm like, now I'm a crazy Elzhi fan. So
Elzhi one of the nicest, yeah.
Man, listen, for him to even say that at that time, I'm like, nigga, what? So called him. He like, yo, it's good, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I'm on the phone with probably if not one of my favorites, probably my favorite artist, favorite MCs. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he definitely top 5 in Detroit.
For sure.
And that's crazy because Detroit got spitters.
Yeah.
Detroit got some spitters.
Man, absolutely. Man. So just to be on the phone with him, he was like, yo, we definitely gonna work, send me some more joints. I'm like, all right, back. So I kept quiet for a minute. Then he started recording, started tagging my name, and I was like, yeah, this is about to go crazy. So yeah, Al was supposed to be my first placement. That project wasn't supposed to be a project. It was only supposed to be singles. Then he was like, nah, I'll give him a shot, and end up being a whole project. And I remember being on the phone with him like later on. It's like real later.
Right.
He was like, yo, you know, we building, we talk about music and all that. He was like, man, yo, you give me that same feeling that Dilla used to give me. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear.
Like, that's the thing, man. You was talking to somebody that was working, that was there.
Right.
Like, there from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So it was crazy to me, even still. I'm like, damn, like, this is probably my favorite MC. And I'm on the phone with him. I could text him, yo, bro, you good, whatever. And then flying out, what was that, 2019, flying out to Detroit and link with him face to face on the album to finish up the album. I'm just like, damn, it's a real moment. Like, I'm literally watching this man work.
I was proud of you, man. I was proud of you, brother. When I saw your name like produced entirely by Jay, I was like, yo, this is a look right here. I don't think niggas know this is a big deal. This is a big deal because Elzhi never had a producer outside of Dilla to produce an entire project by him. You the first producer to produce an entire project outside of Dilla, and I'm not even really count Dilla because that was with Slum Village.
Right. Well, it would be second. I'm second. The first one would be with Crisis.
Oh shit! Damn, my bad. Shout out to Crisis, also from North Carolina. My bad.
They had the Jericho Jackson.
The Jericho Jackson. Yep.
I forgot what year it was, but yeah.
I can't. 2016.
So around there. Okay.
Yeah.
So that experience and the showcase too. Like I just don't do, because a lot of people be trying to box me in. Like, yo, you just do Griselda type stuff, and it's like, nigga, no, I got soca beats that I make, bro. Like, trust me.
He said soca shit.
I got soca vibes.
I bet you ain't got no shit for Pitbull.
listen, man. A little bit of
I bet you ain't got
everything.
You got something for Justin Bieber.
Hey,
he said it's a challenge. He said he gonna challenge.
Hey, I might already have, but that's the thing. Like, I wanted to be a well-rounded producer. I just didn't want to just do or hip hop. You know what I mean? So, that's my train of thought. But yeah, so
that Elzhi was a good look. That was the. What do you think now? That project came out last year. You said so. You guys was building from 2017 up until last year. So how long did it take for you guys to put that project together? Because that shit was a masterpiece, brother. Like when I first heard it, like normally when I first hear an album, I'm like, it don't blow me away. Nothing really at 40 years old, nothing really blows me away off a first listen. But within like 3 tracks, man, it just gave me this. I can't describe the feeling that project it gave me, man. But I just end up listening to the plan was just listen to a few songs because I had work, listen to the whole thing, man, and I was like blown away. So again, man, like how long did it take for y'all to put that entire project together?
Man, that time frame from 2017 to 2019. That was
sound like
time frame. So that was the time frame, and also I was one of my most prized possessions outside of other projects that I've done. I produced full-length projects for the homie B-Dot, the battle rapper B-Dot, and then my homie Name Tag. So I did like full-length projects before, but this was like another prized possession of mine because it's showing the people my skill set as a producer, not only just doing the Grammy Griselda. Like I got soul in here, bro. So you got, the Night Owl joint. You got Jason, you got Potential, you got Smoking Mirrors. It's different levels, different.
That Smoking Mirrors is crazy,
man. Listen,
that Smoking Mirrors is crazy. Yo, talk to me about that one right there, though.
Yo, so
that one I think I had that motherfucker on repeat about 5 times, man. Like that song stopped the album. I couldn't even finish the album. I kept playing that one.
Yo, same. I was the same way. When he sent me the demos, I was just listening. I'm like, cause this was a different pocket. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just listening to it now, and this, like, damn, like, dude, like, really wigged on the record. This is a whole different pocket. Yeah. And then, like, later, which is crazy, cause he's another one of those dudes that's kind of like West, super perfectionist. They want to change everything. This is the first time I ever worked with an artist that made so many changes. I'm talking like the tempo could be 78 BPM, right? You're like, yo, send me 80, 82, 86. So I'm doing that for a lot of the beats. Right. I'm sending different tempos. And he's telling me to do that because the bounce of the flow. You can capture a different flow. I'm like, okay, so it makes sense. So I know now when we work again, I know I'm gonna send you variations, or at least a faster pace joint. But anyway, with the Smoking Mirrors, I'm like, yo, he's really going in. Fast forward, called me. He was like, yo, we talked about a few singers and people who was gonna have on it. And originally Royce was supposed to be on the album.
Yeah, who's that female, man? Who's that?
Yeah, so shout out to Monica Blair.
Monica, who is she? Man, she's dope.
Yeah, she's super dope.
She's dope because she's on 2 joints on there.
Yeah, she's on G.O.D. and she's on Smoking Mirrors.
Yep.
So
she's
he
dope.
Called me. Yeah, he called me. He was like, yo, I'm gonna get Monica Blair on this record. I'm like, what? So he sent me like the finish, I guess the rough or the finish. I'm like, yo, she going in. Like, yeah, the ending part, crazy.
That shit is fire, bro.
One of our favorite beats. I played that beat for him when he came here to Charlotte. He was on Jericho Jackson tour with Crisis. So I'm chopping up with him and I'm playing him beats. He's like, yo, this is crazy. Like, yo, sing me that. And he was like, what's the name of the joint? I don't know why, but the original name of the beat was called Ghost in the Shell. Okay. So he was like, yo, you used to watch like Ghost in the Shell, like anime, stuff like that? I'm like, nah. I mean, I know of it. I used to play the games a little, whatever, but I ain't really too familiar. But he went crazy on it, on the record. Like, that was one of my favorite joints. Probably my favorite song. The Smoky Mirrors is my favorite song from the project. Then
that's mine too.
And all that,
Nah, the whole project is fire, man. It was critically acclaimed, very slept on, man. I'm upset about that, man, because I feel like I believe I had that in my top 5 albums of 2020. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I feel like that's one of those projects, man. You know, it's gonna age really well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like it got its just due, but I definitely feel like people are gonna start to gradually wake up to that shit within the next, you know, few years, man, and it's gonna hold its own, you know, 20 years from now.
Yeah, I would like to say so too. But last year it was a weird time, you know, COVID hit. And then Zelda kind of took over a little bit because he figured
niggas hitting you left and right, like Conway, Benny, Westside.
Conway dropped 2 joints. He dropped 2 joints.
Yeah.
He dropped Paris was last year, right?
Yeah, West dropped 3 joints. Talking about West he gonna retire, and then he dropped 3. He dropped Pray for Paris. He dropped Fly God 2, and God Made the Sunshine. So that's 3 joints by him. Benny got the joint with Hit Boy. Then I think he got a joint with I think Harry Fraud had a joint with Harry Fraud. Then Conway dropped his project, and then the joint what he did with Alchemist Lulu. So it's crazy, man. Like, but how does it feel? Like let's get to it. Like, how does it feel, man, to be a part of this movement, man? Like, you are ingrained, you are ingratiated in this history of just great music, this golden era, man. How do you feel about that? Do you wake up and be like, man, like, I'm part of history? Like, this shit does it seem real? Like, is it surreal? Like, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like, you know, I'm a very gracious person. Like, I'm grateful for the position that I'm in.
Right.
Who would have thought? Because when I went to the Bodie show, the same person that I went to the show with, the Griselda show in 2017. Now, 2017, they came here. They was on tour, I think, with the Locks. It was West. I think Benny was there, Smoke Dizza, and then like the Locks or whatever.
Okay.
So, 2017. So around the same time where I was working with L too, it started the beginning stages of working with L. 2017 show. 2018, my very first placement. 2019, ran through 2019. 2020 was kind of slow, but still, you know, did my thing. 2021, same thing. And it's like, yo, this is crazy to be engraved with other producers like Monk, Saito Go-To, Danny and Flair as well, and Damager. Well, you know, Damager than everybody else. Yeah. But to be in the same setting as them and making history. Yeah. Because, you know, I was there not early on, but, you know, they started popping a little bit later. You know, they signed the Shady deal, West and Conway, and then they had like they already had like Hitler's out, but then like Hitler 6 really
right.
Like,
I've been here since Hitler 2. It's 2015.
Okay, so yeah, so I didn't get put on to them until like 2016. So I did listen to Fly God. So I listened to Fly God and Trust the Shooter mixtape by Royce. So that's how I found out about them. They had a joint on there.
They bodied that shit.
Yeah, called Banjo.
Yeah, that Banjo.
Yeah. Banjo joint. So I'm like, who is this? Who is these dudes?
Yeah.
So then that's when I you know, they come to Hall & Nash. So I'm like, okay, let me look these dudes up. West had the Fly Guy in 2016. I was back in VA then. And I started tapping in a little bit more. Boom. At the show, 2017, 2018, first placement, 2019, worked with them. The only one I worked with yet is Benny. But everybody else, like, yeah. like
that's going to come. It's only a matter of time, man.
Yeah. I'm hitting them now. I'm like, yo, bro, like, you're working on 10 to talk 4. Like, I need parts, bro.
Oh, whoa. Time out. Tana Talk 4 is in the making right now.
Yeah.
News flash. We got Original Generation podcast exclusive. Exclusive. I had no idea, man, because Benny, you know, he's working with a lot of different you know, producers, and he's putting it down right now. So I had no idea, man. Yo, shout out to Benny. I would love to see that happen, man. But I had to ask that question, man. That's one of them questions again I had to ask, because you know, sometimes I don't think you guys, I wonder, do you guys realize this, man? Like, because you're pretty young, man. Only 30 years old, man, but you have been like, would you say that we are in a golden era? You know what I'm saying? Because even though you 30, you still can remember, you still old enough to remember like the Raekwons, like the era that the younger that my era, what we consider the golden era. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you're knowledgeable as a producer. I know you're more than knowledgeable about the what most people consider the golden era. So what do you consider like we in right now, man? What you feel about it?
I wouldn't say another, like, I don't think we in another, I gotta call it what it is, we not in another golden era. And the reason being that we not in, is a great time for hip hop, but here's the thing though. The reason why I say that, everybody's trying to copy their formula. You go back to the golden era, it was everybody had their own shit. That's
true. Yeah, that's true.
But everybody now is like, oh, this is regular for West, and them. This is, you know, they did it their way. Well, that's their formula. That's how they got on. Right. So you go back and listen to, like, you know, the native tones. Then you can listen to them, you know, separately, you know, Tribe and Daylight, so on and so forth.
Yeah. RZA didn't sound like Preem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
now everybody's sounding like each other.
DJ scratching on them, guys. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Right. Everybody now sounding like one another to get on. Whether you're trying to sound like Damager, you're trying to sound like Alchemist, you're trying to sound like Beat Butcher. Hell, they like, yo, they saying people trying to sound like me. I said you could never sound like me because I don't really have a style. Because I'm all over the place sonically. Because I feel like I could do different genres within my means. So I don't really technically there's a lot of copycats going on. Like everybody trying to sound like Damager and Alchemist and Beat Butcher. People trying to sound like, you know, they sound like me. I'm like, I don't really have a style. You know what I mean? I do a little bit of everything. Right. So it's you can't really say you sound like JR. Right. But it's flattering though for somebody to be like, oh, you know, they sound like you, and nah, you can never sound like me. You know, like I do things differently than a lot of producers. But going back to the 90s, the golden era, I was around a little bit of it. Like I said, my pops, well, I didn't mention, my pops had me around a lot of people from AZ.
Oh, I definitely know you're privy to.
Yeah,
you know.
from AZ to Busta Rhymes. I was in the studio with both. I seen Coogee rap. I seen Flavor Flav. Like I was around that time, so I was definitely outside early. So, you know, that's why my story is a little bit different than most.
You feel like you feel like you kind of like got a head start?
Yeah, for sure. Because that's why I said I was producing technically at 6, but really was going full range with it at 12, 13. But yeah, absolutely, because I was super exposed to it early and seeing what was going on. But like versus like now, these dudes, they started picking it up like 4 or 5 years ago, and that's cool. Or even last year or the year before, and that's all right.
Riding the wave.
Who knows, man? You know, for me, like I said, it's therapeutic for me as a producer. But
I'm just saying, let's keep it a beam, man. No one wants to talk about this, man. But this is what we do on this platform. We talk about the shit that may be uncomfortable for some people, but I'm gonna keep it a beam.
Right.
I remember going to see Westside Gunn and them, man. I told the story like 100 times, man. But I went to see these guys in like 2017. Yo, it was like 30 people in the crowd, and like they was dope back then. The music was fire. It was just as good then as it is now. You know what I'm saying? I think at that time they got the co-sign by Eminem, but now it just seemed like everybody wants to attach themselves to that movement, and you know, which I'm not trying to be too much of a stickler, about the whole situation because I know how this shit works. But I'm just saying, do you look at what's going on in the game as far as like a lot of artists are now want to ride the wave, like not a artist, like a lot of fans want to ride the wave, but this thing has been bubbling. This underground scene has been bubbling since like Rock Marciano, Hus Kingpin, you know what I'm saying? Like Black Milk. There's a lot of guys in this lane that have been doing it, and they've been here. They've been making great albums, you know, but it seems like now that the green light has been given, I don't know, man. I mean, how you feel about it?
It's the So
maybe I'm seeing too much into it. I don't know.
Nah, that's not even that. As far as what I've seen with artists, people have their age range, like who's their audience. So like a Black Milk may not, his target audience may not be somebody younger than me. It might be like grown and sexy, it might be 30 and up. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you listen to like Fever, you know, that album, and listen to other albums that you put out, a little more vibes to it.
Right.
Versus like Western, they, you know, people younger than me coming outside, and it's black and white, and some women, a lot of times, it don't really be a lot of shorties there. But when they do, they be outside because they into like wrestling and stuff like that.
Right.
Not really a gimmick, because this is what they really enjoy.
Yeah, they really like that shit.
But they bring black, white, and the thing about it, they don't be going crazy and fighting. You go to some of these shows,
I've been to see.
Wilding.
Hey, like AD, because I, you know, I don't know if D coming, but you know, my cousin, her husband, we supposed to be going to a show coming up. I don't know if we still going, but they coming to the DC area, and I want to say this to everybody who's watching, man, like, it's nothing like going to a Griselda show. Like, I've been to 4 of them. And like you just said, I'm going to piggyback on what you just said. I've never seen anything remotely close to like any type of violence, you know, taking place. Like, people that come to those type of shows, man, they are really hip hop fans, hip hop purists. You know what I'm saying? So I love that about Westside Gunn. Like, you can listen to the music and you hear all the coke rap and all that. But when it comes, you know, first and foremost, he's an artist. Benny's an artist. Conway's an artist. These guys are artists first. So you might hear all these different elements in their music, you know what I'm saying? But I love the fact that they keep this shit hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean, it was probably like one time I seen a nigga get knocked out in a club and at an event, but it has nothing to do with them. It was at Sony Hall. 2019, everybody and their mama was there. Everybody keep
talking about this Sony Hall show, man. I gotta see them in Sony Hall, man.
Listen, it was so fire. I'm talking about Busta Rhymes, Primo, Poison Pen. Everybody was there, man. Yeah. And I'm chilling like towards the bar, like area. So you have to come through the doors, then come like walk down, boom. Then you see like the whole joint, wall to wall packed. And I'm looking, white dude, drunk, nigga went to sleep.
Go figure.
Damn, yeah, he went to sleep.
Lacking.
Crazy. Yeah, lacking. Really.
He lacking.
He's drunk or whatever, but as far as anything else.
Griselda!
Yeah, going crazy. But anybody getting shot or anything like that?
Right.
Like, you never heard of it. So they tell you that, yo, they don't be wilding at our shows. They be positive vibes. Like,
I be positive vibes. A lot of weed. Lot of weed though.
A lot. I'm like, bro.
A lot. I'm talking about, man. It's like a smoke session, man. Like 420 event up in every concert, man. I took my younger brother. I think maybe the second show. He ended up leaving. I said, man, are you serious? I said, Mashawn, like, really? I'm taking, bro. I don't think you realize what you witnessing right now. Like, we stayed for like, he only stayed for like maybe 10 minutes until they set. And I'm like, man, see, I wanted to hit up Chris. Too much smoke, but I hit up Chris. Chris ain't go. Like, I don't know whatever, but I couldn't get Chris to go. So I asked my brother, and man, he couldn't even last 10 minutes in the show.
Was it 2018?
2018. Yeah, no, 2020. No, 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know you had told him something right around the time I had the baby about that.
Yeah, that was one of the shows. He missed that one too. Yeah, he missed that one too. That was like, yeah, that would have been, that was like my third time seeing him. But no, man. Look, we about to wrap this thing up. Before we get up out of here, man, I gotta ask you a couple of questions, man. Like right now,
sure.
You know what I'm saying? You doing your thing right now. I love the movement that you're a part of, man. But I want to ask, man, like if you can work with any rapper right now, whether mainstream or independent, you know what I'm saying? Like who's some of the names? You don't have to give me like your number one, you know what I'm saying? But who's some of the guys, man, that you would love to work with? Because I'm thinking about this Elzhi project, man, and I would love to hear you work with another artist, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking over here because I got it written down, man.
That's the vision board.
Yeah, my vision board. Fonte or Little Brother as a group. Method Man or Chef, Jay, Nas, Rick Ross, Tory Lanez, Young and May.
You fuck with Tory Lanez?
Heavy for sure.
Okay.
Heavy for sure. And Bank, Stuff God.
Megan Thee Stallion's fire. She's fire.
Yeah, she's dope. But
she's dope.
Yeah. I think one of my top goal right now. Is trying to get a joint to Young and May. Like she is fire. I'm trying to get a joint to Young and May.
Now we talk about, you know, lady MCs, man. You did 2 joints with Armani Caesar, man. You got 2 joints with her. Them shits is crazy. What you think about Armani, man? What was that like? What was that like?
I didn't even know those 2 beats were supposed to be on the Sunshine album. I sent those to Wes. But I think it was too grimy, too gutter for that project. I mean, even listen, then he gave the joints to her, and her album leaked. God bless his dad, but DJ Shay had passed away from COVID, so they pulled the album off of the streaming so they could re-put it out. Yeah. But they ain't catching it in time, so somebody ended up leaking the album. I was like, let me just go listen. Let me see if I'm on here. And I got 2 joints.
2 joints on there. Yeah.
I said, I'm on here.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them got the machine on there too. I forgot which one, but one of them joints got Con. Which one?
It's called Gucci Casket.
Gucci Caskets. Yeah. Machine on that one, man. Body diverse, man. You know what I'm saying? So I got one more question I want to ask you too, man. Like, do you feel like, you know what I'm saying, like right now, you know what I'm saying, you doing your thing again, you doing your thing, but do you feel like you getting your just due? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you've been featured on like every Westside Gunn project. Again, you've been featured on every Westside Gunn project since 2018. Like, I feel like the niggas that know, but I feel like there's so much more, man, you know what I'm saying, to come from you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I'm gonna say hell no. Nah, not at all. I don't get mentioned with some of the other names. I think it's cause a lot of people don't know too much about me, and I like to keep it that way. People don't know my business, don't know how I move, none of that. So either 2 things gonna happen, or 3 things. Either people, you know, will try to fish, they don't care, or I forgot what was the third thing gonna be. But yeah, the people just don't be caring, man. Or they could be intimidated. I don't know. But I don't get mentioned with, you know, like the Nicholas Cravens or the Future Waves or all the other guys. I really don't get mentioned with them. The side who goes, I don't get mentioned. I mean, I guess because I'm not outside, maybe I don't promote myself enough. But nah, I always said that. And I'm like, yo, what is it? It's like, y'all niggas scared of something? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think maybe you need to add that like add that tag in your production. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you like J.R. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I thought about it, but
like that was the only thing that, like, and listen, who am I to tell? Like, I'm a diehard hip hop fan, whatever, but I'm not gonna mess up the formula because whatever you doing, it is working. But I did think about that. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, I thought, I'm like, damn, y'all. What if J.R. he should do that? Like, I would think that would get him a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think it's because I'm not outside enough, or I don't show me enough. And being that I'm not showing me, because I told you I don't follow nobody like that, so that aura could come off a lot. And like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? At least I keep the wrong people away from me. But
that's good. That's good.
So, but being that I move that way, it's kind of like, well, I don't really know too much about Son, so I'm gonna just let him be. But my credentials speak for itself. From a whole project with L, Papoose, Amani, Flea, RJ King, so on and so forth. So my credentials is solidified. But as far as getting that just due, niggas do not mention me at all.
I know what you're doing, man, and I appreciate your contributions, man. Like I said, I've been following you, man, for 2018, like very closely, and it's an honor to have you here on the platform, man. Not just because you are closely associated with, you know, some of my favorite MCs, man, but I just love how you craft these beats, man. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you have a good ear for production, man. I love how you very precise with it, and you know what I'm saying? I just see nothing but great things for you in the future, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, for sure. Again, thank y'all for even having me on the platform. You know how to come and show love. I mean, respect.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, look, before we get up out of here, man, you got anything coming up, man? Where can we find you at on social media? You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Me and Eddie Kane, we're working on a project.
Shout out Eddie Kane.
Me and Raz Fresco, we working on something. Ooh. Yeah, me and Raz working on something. Me and
we need to. Hey, JR, we need to talk.
Well, yeah.
Yo, we need to talk. Raz. I got a bone to pick with Raz, man. I got a bone to pick with Raz. Yo, we gotta talk off
air. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Me and Raz got to join out now. It's called Diligent Fire.
I know that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Yeah.
Me and Marv one working on something. And then whenever I'm start being lazy and procrastinating, I'm gonna finish the G-Unit remix tape. Shit is coming out crazy too.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's really about it, man. Something with Terminology coming out soon. I got something with Fame from MOP coming out soon. Yeah. So, and I'm also trying to work. Hopefully, I keep putting the bug in his ear
on that Tanner Talk.
Not even just the Tanner Talk. I'm trying to do a project with Sky Zoo. So I'm manifesting that.
Because you got one joint on his last project.
Mm-hmm.
You got a joint on there.
A trap rapper, yo.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be it. Now, yo, I like the beat switch up at the end, man. Whose idea was that? Like
that was his. So the first part is me. The other part is another producer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the other producer on that, real quick?
What is it? Is it Sam Illy? Sam Illy Beats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, I know you was on that Sky project though, man. I would love to see that, man. Sky's one of my favorite. I interviewed him on season 3. You know what I'm saying? So that would be dope, man. But again, man, look, brother, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. It's an honor to have you here on the platform. And hey, words can't explain, man. I'm glad we was able to put this thing together, brother.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, thank y'all for having me.
No doubt, man. Well, look, man, we about to get ready to sign out. I'm Malak Arif, co-host Deandra, the legendary, the one, the only J.R. Swift. We signing out. Peace. We gone. All right.